Hi everyone, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Okay, so from today we are going to start our module, that is an MECM, right? So hope you are already aware of this tool, right? But if you are not, so definitely I'll give you a go through. I'll let you know about that what this tool is about, okay, and how we can use it, how we can implement it. So and what are the topics that we are going to cover in this course is going to be the yeah. So first of all, we'll configure it, right? So we'll configure the latest version of MECM, right? So this is the previous version 1606, but we'll be working on the um, latest version available, okay? And to implement it, we'll be having multiple options. First of all, we have to either we can configure a central site, and then we can move to primary, and then we can create a secondary site, right? So I will be explaining that what the central, primary, and secondary sites are, okay? Then after this, again we'll going to see if you want to configure center primary site deployment. So this is going to be the process, whatever the prerequisites means. We'll be needing multiple type of server. First of all, first server is going to be the domain controller. Second is going to be the SQL server, that is database server, and the third is going to be the MECM, where we will configure our configuration manager console, okay? And then how to discover the resources, like whatever the devices we have, like it may possible the devices are running on any different series of network, right? So then in that case, how we will discover, okay? So we'll be discussing about in this module, right? Where we will discover our whole forest, group, systems, user, right? And if these systems are running on a different series of network IDs, so then we have to create the boundaries, okay? So that this MECM will be able to discover the devices which are not on the same subnet, okay? For that we need to create the boundaries. Then we'll be talking about managing and configuration management client, okay? So there will be multiple clients which falls under our MECM, how to manage them, how to take them system on remote, okay? How to monitor them also, okay? See, this is the tool, this is the service of MECM through which any of the external hard drive is connected to any system, we will be able to locate that as well. Let's suppose if you are using external monitor on a laptop, right? And if you want to check the vendor series and which version it is, which kind of device it is, we will be able to track it through configuration manager client, okay? Then metering, managing inventory and software metering, you will be able to manage the whole inventory also. If let's suppose your manager says that you want that he want the whole inventory that is available under in our office, in our infrastructure, so the whole report we can manage through the inventory. And then software metering, under software metering you will be able to identify that for how long user are using their using the application, right? Mean, let's suppose if you want to track that, yes, a user on a user system you have installed Adobe application, right? And you want to track it, that for how long that user is accessing or user is using that application, okay? So that we can manage through the software metering, right? Then querying and reporting data, if any of the data you want of your whole infrastructure, that can be extracted through the queries which we can run onto our SQL server, which we can run onto our database server. Okay, so we'll be discussing about the queries also, that how we can implement the queries. And then software deployment using application and package model. If you want to install or if you want to deploy the softwares onto your client machines, right? Let's suppose you have thousands of machines in which application needs to be installed, right? So that we can do with the help of this feature. And even we will be able to find the compliant machines also. Means, let's suppose you have deployed a software onto thousands of machine, right? And out of them only 900 machines are configured with that particular software, 100 are still left. So we will be able to get the report as well, who like whatever the system is not installed with that particular software, so we can extract the report from this module. Okay, we'll be able to see proper monitoring, proper tool, and proper pie charts, that who that whatever the system is installed with this with that software, and on which we need to install, still we need to install. Okay, so we can target the devices which are not installed with that software, and then we can proceed with the installation, proceed with the deployment. Okay, then managing software updates, that is patching. Earlier we used to do patching through WSUS, Windows Server Update Services, right? But the same thing we can do with the help of MECM also. If you want to update the patches, if you want to deploy the patches to your thousands of machines, so that we can do with the help of this feature. Okay, then managing operating system deployment. If you want to install operating systems also onto a new machine or onto a existing machine, so that also we can do with the help of MECM, right? And then the implementing endpoint protection, so it helps us to make our infrastructure secure also, right? We can implement endpoint configuration manager here, then compliance settings and profiles, and then MDM, mobile device management also, right? So we'll be working on Intunes. Okay, so how you are able to install applications on your mobiles, right? And what kind of access you will be needing, so that also we can define under our MECM. Then configure power management and remote control, so you can define the power management also for your devices. Okay, and even if you want, you can take the system on remote also. So now you need no to do RDP, you can just directly go to your remote control, and then you can take the system on remote also. Let's suppose if a user created a ticket that he's having some issues in the laptop, right? So you need no to go to physically to his machine, right? You can just directly take the system on remote through RC tool, right? And then you can do the troubleshooting process, right? And then how to maintain it, how to backup, how to update. If let's suppose we are running with any previous version, right, and we want to upgrade it to the newer version, this I'm talking about for MECM, right? Because see, every second month or every third month, Microsoft used to release its upgrade. Okay, so in that case, what we can do, we can upgrade the existing package, right? And we can do the backup also. Obviously it may possible that there is some issue with the server, right? So in that case, what we can do, we can just take the backup, right? So that if any issue is occurring, then in that case we can just restore the backup, and we'll be able to provide the services to our clients. Okay, and yes, In case we need to add secondary site also, we will be talking about that, how to add a secondary site. Okay, so these are the modules, guys, which we are going to perform. Okay, and second, this is widely used tool in the organization. 90% of companies are using SCCM. Okay, and if you are talking, if you are talking about the jobs, right? So we do have multiple jobs available under naukri.com for the SCCM administrator, right? So we can learn this and we can implement, and we can just tell our management that yes, we can implement the SCCM, right? So that we will be able to manage our inventory, manage our assets, manage our systems, right? Deployments, your endpoint security. Okay, so there are multiple features that we can manage through the SCCM. Okay, so first of all, we'll be talking about the configuration, how to configure MECM. So see, so this is going to be the important SCCM architectural components. First of all, central administration sites, right? CAS, then primary site, and then secondary site. So where central site is needed, central is basically, you can say, it is optional, right? It is not mandatory to configure central administration site, CAS. It is not mandatory, right? But primary site is mandatory. We have to configure primary site in our environment in order to use the services of MECM, right? So let me just show you the architecture. See, let's suppose if you're configuring CAS, that is central administration site, okay, then under this CAS, you can configure multiple primary sites where the number of devices is high. See, primary site can manage 1 lakh devices. It can support 1 lakh host, 1 lakh users. Objects, you can say it as, it can support only 1 lakh objects, right? But if the number of devices are high, in that case, you have to configure the CAS. Okay. Okay, right? So this can be central administration site and this can be primary site, right? And under primary site, you can configure multiple secondary sites also. So this is going to be the whole architecture. In case you want to go with CAS, you want to go with primary and you want to go with secondary. So this secondary site can be managed through primary site only. Means if you want to configure any secondary site, right? Then in that case, we need to go to our primary site and then we can configure our secondary site. Okay, and secondary site can support 5,000 of host, 5,000 of objects, right? So as per the demand or as per your need, you can configure, but primary site is mandatory. It is optional. Cache is optional. Totally depends on the devices. Okay, and then primary site is mandatory, right? And this can be also optional. Depending upon the load, we can configure it, right? But yes, in our architecture, in our labs, we are going to configure secondary site also. Okay, so this can be also optional depending upon the load, depending upon the devices, objects, right? And obviously, this is the licensed version. We need to get the license from Microsoft. But for our labs, earlier also in MCSA, we used to configure evaluation version, right? So in case of uh, MECM also, we will get the evaluation version. So in that case, we need no to take the license, right? We can work on the evaluation version of Microsoft, which will allow us for 6 months, right? But in production environment, we need to get the license. We need to get the license according to our need. If you need to configure CAS, in that case, you want to get the license for CAS. So both, all the like these sites are different. Okay, for primary site, the license will be different. For secondary site, the license will be different, right? But for primary, it is always mandatory. You need to configure it. And for production environment, in real time, you have to get the license. Okay. Now, see, if you are working in an organization, then obviously you will not be able to configure it from very scratch, right? You will be getting the running environment. Okay. You can just do troubleshooting over there. But in my labs, but in our module, whole module, we'll be working from very scratch. How to build the server, how to make SQL server, how to make MECM server. But in organization, you will be getting the running environment. All thing will be already configured over there, right? But from here, we will be working on very scratch. Okay. So to configure the environment, right, we have to make sure that we need to build 4 or 5 machines, right? First of all, it is going to be the domain controller, from where it is going to pick up the objects that can be users, domain controllers, your computers, and other network devices. Okay, so domain controller is mandatory, right? Then second one is going to be the SQL server, where we are going to create the database, right? And then the third will be MECM, right? So after installing MECM, right, we need to connect this server to the database server, right? Earlier also we used to work on when we were working on MCSA module, right? We used to configure WID, Windows Internal Database, right? And over there we'll be getting the option to of SQL server also, if you can relate. right? So in this case, now we will not be using the WID because we have to set up a dedicated database server, right? And then once we will configure the MECM, then we need to connect this server to the database. We need to point this server to the database so that it can store, or it can, whatever the uh, queries we have to run, we can just run through the database server. Okay. And the fourth one is our client machine, so that whatever the configuration we are doing, right, whether it is implementing to our client machine or not, it can be one or it can be thousands. Okay. So let's suppose we will be working on Windows 10. So these four virtual machines or four physical machines will be needing in any environment if you want to work on SCCM. अच्छा, अब SCCM और MECM don't need to confuse about on it. ठीक है. So this is one and same thing. पहले उसको SCCM बोलते थे, now it is called as MECM, Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager. Earlier it was called as Software Center Configuration Manager, but they renamed it to MECM, right? So this is mentioned in my PPT. Okay, so you can go through with it. I'm going to upload it onto your classroom. I'll create a Google Classroom, right? Earlier also I used to do same thing. So the same I'm doing for SCCM batch also. Okay, you will be getting whole modules on the classroom. So yeah, so here you can see SCCM is an endpoint configuration system center abbreviated as pro in endpoint protection patching. Okay, I think this is not mentioned here. Huh? Okay, but anyways, you can see what is SCCM or MECM, right? So this is one and same thing. Now, if you have a good system, good configuration of system, if you have 32 GB RAM available into your laptop, right, then you can do the practicals onto your laptop itself, no issues. You have to just install VMware, right? And then onto VMware, you can configure these four virtual machines, right? And we will be able to implement our practicals if you have a 32 GB RAM system, right? So then whole configuration you can do onto your laptop itself, right? If you don't have, then in that case, we need to create a account on Azure, right? We need to create account on Azure, or you can use the networking labs also. I'll be creating a lab on networking portal. Okay, you can configure your practicals, you can configure your labs on the NK labs as well. First, you can go with your system. Second, you can use NK labs. And third, you can use Azure. But for Azure, you will be needing credit card. So these three options we do have if you want to if we want to configure our labs practicals. Okay, now I'll be doing these labs on Azure. Okay, so depending upon that, whatever the options you have available with you, you can just go with that, right? You can, I would recommend go with Azure, because see, if you're going to work on Azure, you will be getting some idea that how to work on Azure. Because see, anyhow, you have to learn cloud as well, right? So after doing these practicals, you will be getting an idea that how to work on Azure, how to create virtual machines, how to make communication of the virtual machines on Azure, right? So I would recommend to do it on Azure, else choice is yours. Okay. So I'll show you the networking labs also. I have implemented one lab over there. Hmm. Okay. So one DC, one SQL server, and one is SCCM server, right? Onto these two machines, we will be needing internet because we need to download the updates, right? And we need to download the features also. Some features like .NET version, okay, SQL Studio, then MECM feature. Okay, so these things we need to download it from the internet. So we need to make sure that our SQL and SCCM machine should be pointed to the internet. DC we can, it is not mandatory that you want to configure DC with the internet, because this DC is just will be we need to configure DC for the local connectivity, right? So DC internet is not needed on DC, but on SQL and SCCM internet is needed. Same way, like this is why I'm telling you, because if you are configuring the labs onto your own laptop, in that case we need to make sure that both these virtual machines should be available onto the internet, right? And second, this one DC is, it is not needed, but on these two machines you have to connect this machine to the internet, right? And in order to make your account on cloud Azure, what you need to do, first of all you will be needing one email ID of Hotmail or Outlook. If you do not have a new one, right, so you can just if you already have an existing one, so that also you can use, or you can create a new account on Outlook. Okay. Mm, okay, so same way you have to just create a new account here, right? The options are same as like you used to configure for Gmail and others, right? So same option you'll be getting here as well, right? So you have to just create a new account, sign in with a different account. Okay. Yes, so here you can configure a new account, create one. So you have to just put your information, right? Next, and you will be able to create a new Microsoft account. Then you need to go to portal.azure.com. You will be redirected once you'll create an account onto Microsoft, right? And you will be you are typing portal.azure.com. In that case, you will be directly redirected to the Azure services, right? And over there you will be getting the option of either you want to go with a free trial or you want to go with pay as you go. So at that point of time you need to select you want to go for free trial. So if any one of you want to share their screen, I can help them out to create a new Azure account, because see I already have created a new one for me. Okay, so for you all, if you want, to create, I can help you out. You can share your screen. Anyone?
Yeah, let me share my screen, sir.
Yeah, check. Just a second. Let me give you the rights. So do you have credit card check with you?
Yes, I do have.
Okay. Have you ever used it in the Azure?
I've not used it in the Azure.
Oh, okay, okay, that's great. That's great. So I'm giving you the rights check, and you can share your screen.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Just a second. Give me a moment. Hmm. Yes, you can share your screen check. Let me stop my share, and you can share it.
Okay.
Yes, Harpreet, SQL Server is mandatory, and it is not needed because see, we are not going to work in depth, right? So whatever the features or whatever the information that we can extract from our MECM, so that only we need to learn. Okay, it is not needed that you should learn about the tables and all, right? So it is not needed. Okay, so can you open your browser?
Okay. Yeah, let me open.
Yeah, just open a new tab.
Yeah.
Huh. Type here
Yeah.
outlook.com.
Mm, yeah.
Hmm. Go to Outlook, first one. Okay, I believe you already have a account, right? This is your
Okay.
office account or your
The,
personal?
this is my personal laptop.
Personal, huh? Okay, okay, okay. Okay, no worries. Then you can directly go to portal.azure.com,
Okay.
open a new tab. Right. Yes, and use your account.
Mm, maybe the account of my company or
No, no, your personal account, which you have opened in this Outlook window. Go to Outlook window again. Hmm. Check this account.
okay. Let me
Just make it
see.
as my recommended one. You can select yes, mailbox recommended, and then got it. This one got it.
Um, but I don't know. I've never created an Outlook account. I don't know why my name is like.
Okay, let's create a new one. Okay, let's
Okay,
create a
yeah.
new one. Go to this right side corner. You can see open CT.
Right side. Yeah,
Yes,
city. Yeah.
yes, yes. Click on it. Yes. So sign out from here.
Sign
Sign out.
out. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Then again, you can open the outlook.com.
Okay. Can I just open it from here? I think.
Yeah, here also you can open it. Hmm. Yes. So
Okay.
you can go to create free account. Yes. So type your name.
See, younger. I hope they will take it like that.
Yeah, it should be available. Go to next. Yeah, it is. So you just type your super memorable password.
Okay. Yeah. That's it. Um. Let me see.
Don't show
Okay.
password.
Yeah, I wanted to see whether it's really right. Yeah, I would like to.
Just
Okay,
rename,
just
change it again.
I change it again.
It is available on YouTube.
Okay, okay,
Everyone
all
will
right.
be able to use it.
Okay.
Don't show it again, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now next.
Mm, next.
Yeah, give your first name and surname.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit next.
Okay. Next. Next. Yeah.
Okay, give your date of birth.
Yeah. You have to be 06 or what?
197, you have to put, you have to complete it. 197 or 192, whatever it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Now say next. Next.
Okay. Next. 21 scholarship for identical object.
Fourth one, yes. Okay, so the verification is completed, right? And we have
Okay.
created a new Microsoft account, right?
Yeah.
Now the same account we can use it on the Azure. So just say
As well.
yes, say yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we are good to go with the new account, right? And then you
Okay.
can go to the portal.azure.com, open a new tab
Okay.
and type here portal.azure.com. Yes, yes, type that email ID. Next. Yes, so you are redirected to the Azure, right?
Yeah.
Maybe later, second option. Yes.
Okay.
So guys, here you can see we are getting first option, start within free trial,
Yeah.
right? So get $200 free credit towards Azure products and services plus 12 month of popular free services. Okay, so in order to get this amount, in order to use the Azure services, we have to sign up like that, right? And we need to start our free trial subscription, and to start it we will be needing one credit card. Okay, so now just hit start here.
So this 200 free credit they will be deducted at the beginning.
No, they will not deduct anything from your account
Okay.
until or unless you are not going to select pay as you go service. They are not going to deduct any of single penny from your account.
Okay.
Okay,
So
need
I say
not to
start.
worry about it.
Okay.
Just
I say
start
start.
here. Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, you see you are getting two options here, start
Okay.
free or pay as you go. So
Okay.
if you are
Okay.
opting pay as you go service, then in that case, initially when you are going to start any of the server, they will deduct the amount from you. And even at that time, they will not deduct, they will create a invoice after a month, and they will mail that invoice onto your account, and then you have to pay to the Microsoft. Okay.
Okay.
But as we are going with start free, so you need to select only start free here. Yes. So here again, you need to put some information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and you need to validate once you are giving your contact number. So you can select text me, right? And
Mm-hmm.
whatever the message you are getting, you need to verify. You need to verify the code. Okay. So you need to
Exactly.
select text me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So maybe you have received one validation code, verification code.
Yeah. Okay. I have it. I should just put it. Okay.
Yes, you need to type here. So guys, this is for all who want to work on Azure, right? So they can create their account parallelly. Okay. But anyways, if you're needing the help later on also, I'll be helping you out on it. Yes,
Mm,
verify code. Okay, I think we are good. Okay, then I agree. So just check all the boxes. Hit next.
okay.
Yeah, this is the invalid information. Check. Can you go up? Can you go up, please? Yes. So here you need to put the company VAT ID. Why you are giving company VAT ID? Just remove it. Remove it. Huh. Now create. Okay. Guys, need not to worry about it. If you are signing up with a new credit card, right, they will not going to charge anything from you until or unless you are not going to select the um, pay as you go service. Check, if you want, you can just stop your screen share and you can put your card details.
Okay. That would be
Okay,
great.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
confidential, so you can
Yeah.
stop your screen share. So what this window you'll get, guys, right, you need to put your card number, you need to go you need to put the expiry and the CVV code, right, and then you will be able to sign up.
So I go to pause share
Sorry.
to stop sharing. I pause.
Yes, you can stop your screen share. Okay, let me take my system. Okay, it is
Okay.
stopped. You can sign up.
Excuse me.
Yes, please.
Yeah, hi, this is
Hello, hi.
Shorty. Actually, I have a question. Can you hear me? Hello.
You are barely audible to
Hello.
me. Yeah.
I'm barely audible. Hello.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Go ahead.
Okay. Actually, what you said that we need Outlook email ID. And hello.
Yes, please go ahead. I'm trying
Can
to.
you hear me?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Hello.
hear. Chalo, I do believe you have some internet connectivity
Trying
issue.
to
You can rejoin the session. You can rejoin the session.
yeah, rejoin. Should I leave the meeting then?
I think, can you switch over to
Rest.
any other internet source? Your voice is breaking actually.
I can, but the thing is that my wait.
Check, do let me know once you'll be able to sign up the account.
Yeah.
Okay. And once you will be able to get, you will be able to sign up with a credit card, right? You will be getting $200, right? And then we can create the virtual machines. And then we can use that $200 to create our virtual machines, to use the services of Azure.
So I'm told that you are ready to start with Azure.
You are stuck with it?
They have said I'm ready to start. That's the message that has come up to my screen.
Oh,
On my
okay.
screen.
Okay.
Go to Azure portal. Go to the Azure portal.
Again, go to Azure portal then, and then
Mm.
you need to tap on start free service, and then you need to start again start free, and then you have to put your information, your details, and then the credit card details.
Okay. Oh, I have to always put the credit card details.
Yes.
Okay. I have create a web, deploy virtual machine, deploy a run container.
Just a second. Can you share your screen now again?
Okay. Let me go no. Yeah, I'm trying to locate. Okay. Yeah, there are so many. Yeah. Mm.
Guys, see,
Okay.
these lab configuration are going to take 3 to 4 days, right? So configuration is like a very big task in order to make a SCCM environment, right? So we'll be needing multiple features need to be installed onto the servers, right? And even MECM itself, it is going to take 5 to 6 hours, because see, whenever we'll install the MECM, it is going to take updates from the internet, right? So in that case, it is going to take around 4 to 5 hours to configure, right? So initially we'll be working on the deployments only, on the configuration only, right? So I would request you all to do the configuration along with me, so that we will be on the same page. Okay, go to home. Hmm. I think you got the amount.
Okay.
Go to subscription.
Subscription.
On search bar you can type, on this search you can type hmm, subscription. Yes, go here. You can see below, check. Yeah, it is there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Subscription. Yeah.
Yeah, just click on it and click on Azure subscription one.
Azure subscription one.
Below you are getting.
Oh yeah.
Yes, go here. Okay, so we'll see. So you already provided your credit card details.
Yeah.
Yes,
I did. Yeah.
you did, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sending you a link, right? Go through with that once.
Okay.
Give me a moment.
Through the chat. Okay.
Are you getting any
Hello,
information now? Yes, please.
can you hear me now?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, fine. Actually, I just want to ask that while making the Azure account, you said we need one Outlook. We can make it through Outlook, right?
Yes.
And
Outlook or
if I'm not wrong,
Hotmail.
a Hotmail.
Yeah.
Acha, I have a question.
Mhm.
It doesn't need any tenant ID to log in Azure.
No. See, if you have credit card, then we can use the free trial services. No need to go for pay as you go and all.
Okay, because why I'm asking is that I made my trial tenant ID twice, in portal.office.com. And what happened is that they didn't ask for any credit card details.
Right, right.
And with that, I was able to log in with Azure account as well in Azure services.
So maybe you are using your office ID over there or any
No,
personal.
that was on Microsoft.com. I logged in, I made it a free account with Gmail. Okay. Then I made the tenant ID on Microsoft.com, which is the free one.
Okay, okay. I'm
So,
not
but
sure on
now
that,
when I
but
try to make it on portal.office.com, now they're asking for the credit card details.
so when you did it,
That time. Huh?
when you did this,
Last time when I made it free, that was twice in a year. So like
twice
for the trial purpose, I was like again trying to bake it, but
maybe
now
at
it's
that time,
asking.
maybe at that time they were allowing, right? But now we need to follow the procedure, right? They are restricted. We are restricted to follow the procedure. So we'll be needing one new credit card only. Even you cannot use your, if you already use your credit card, you cannot use the other credit card which is named which is assigned to you, right? You cannot use the second credit card. You will be needing the card for any third person, any second person. You will be needing the card.
Right.
The same card cannot be used, or the same person's card cannot be used if it is of another bank also.
So I'm not having any credit card right now.
Then you have to arrange, or you can,
Okay.
if you want to configure the labs, you can do it on the networking labs also.
Okay.
I'll let you know
Fine.
the procedure over there also. Okay.
Okay, let me know when we can ask the question about the previous session we just discussed about. I have
For
some
sure.
questions.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Okay.
In last we'll discuss. Okay.
Sure, not an issue. Thanks.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes, check.
The link, I've not seen the link. Yeah, you said.
Oh, yeah, just a second. Give me a moment.
Okay.
Okay, can you go to cost management? Just go below, scroll it down. Yeah. And then you'll be getting the option of cost management.
Resource usage policy.
Oh, ऊपर है, I think. नीचे scroll कर दिया है.
Or you can search it in the search bar also, but
Cost management.
cost management, yes. Cost, 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 cost.
Cost analysis.
No, management we need.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
under cost management, I have cost analysis and cost alerts.
Yes, go to cost alerts, go to cost alerts. Okay, it is not supported in your case, huh? You're using it in Germany, huh?
Yes, I'm using my credit. You mean my credit card or?
Okay. Anyways, just you can go to Microsoft Azure back. Just go to home again,
Okay.
right? And go to this notification. You can see with search bar, you can see these three icons along with search
Yeah.
bar on right hand, right hand.
Right hand.
Yes, yes. You can see these.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. Along with it, this question mark and with then settings, and then there will be notification.
Okay. Maybe somewhere here.
No, 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 no.
The bell sign.
Yes.
Okay, the bell sign. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
notification. Yeah.
Yeah. Click on it. Oh, it is not showing in your case. Yeah, it should be there. Anyways, go to virtual machine. We'll create a new virtual machine today.
Go to virtual
Yes,
virtual
yes,
machines here.
yes, virtual machines, yes. And then create a new one. Okay, this I'll showing you in my, let me share my screen, right? I'll let you know how you can do that. Okay. And you can
Okay.
follow the same process, Chick. Okay.
Okay, let me stop sharing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So even I already have configured SCCM into my Azure account, right? I can show you the uh, portal, how it looks like, right? But as we need to configure it from very scratch, so I'll be doing it on my a new account. Okay. And over there, I'll let you know how to configure the virtual machines, what kind of virtual machine we need to select, which configuration we'll be needing, right? So first of all, let me show you how the portal looks like. Okay. Okay. So I can just turn on all these three machines. See, I have created three virtual machines. One is database, one is domain controller, and the third one is MECM. Okay, where I configured the SCCM. Now just start all these machines. Right, and in order to access it, there is a tool that is RDC manager, remote desktop manager. That tool we can download, right? And once you are going to start all the machine, you will be able to take the remote from here itself. I'll let you know this one also. From tomorrow, I'll be helping you out on the labs configuration first of all. Okay. So all the machines should be running if you want to access your MECM, right? Because see, these are domain joined machine. So these machines should be communicated to your domain controller. Then only we'll be able to log in onto the machine. First thing, right? Then second, database is also needed because it is storing the information onto the database. So it is always needed that we should turn on our database machine also. Okay. Safe, I'll post it. Don't worry. So let me check whether it is started. Let's make a refresh. Okay, database, it is showing a no, na? Okay, maybe it is getting started. Let's wait for it. Let me check what happened to this machine. Okay, it is turning on now. Execute, it succeeded. Meanwhile, we can log in onto our MECMPS because domain controller is up, right? So this machine is also trying to up. We'll wait for it. And let's log in onto MECMPS. Even you can store your credentials also onto this RDC tool. You can configure your credential also. You need no to put your credentials, right?
Mhm.
So I'll let you know that how these things work. Okay. So this server is running with the MECM and the version is, I believe, 2022, 11/2022, I believe.
So the MECM license depends on what the number of clients you will
Exactly.
deploy.
The number of if you want to configure primary site, then you have to get license for primary, right? If you want to configure secondary, then you need to go for secondary license.
No, let's say in the primary license, it will depend on what the number of clients I use to
Exactly,
manage
exactly,
it. That way.
exactly. Under primary site, you will be able to manage 1 lakhs of devices, 1 lakhs of object, or more than 1 lakhs.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So I have this question, sir.
Yes, please.
When you have a company that has several other sites, you have a main office, for example, in Munich, and then you have other sub-sites in maybe Stuttgart and other areas. Which
Okay.
type of deployment can we use?
We can use primary and then we can use secondary. See,
Okay.
if let's suppose your office is available, if your office is in Germany, right?
Yeah.
Then you have different, then your offices are available onto different locations in Germany.
Yeah.
Right. So in that case, first of all, we can go with the mandatory, we can go with the primary site, right?
Yeah.
And then depending upon the location of the offices, we can configure the secondary sites.
This side, okay.
Right.
But can we use it if at all an office is in Pune or Bangalore, and then the
Yeah,
main office here? Is it also possible to?
exactly. So see, let's suppose if my office, the corporate office is in Delhi, right? And I do have branches in Bangalore and then Pune, right? So in that case, I need to configure secondary sites for Bangalore and Pune, depending upon the host machines, depending upon the objects, I need to configure the site. Okay.
They can it be configured internationally?
Internationally also can be we can configure it. It is possible.
Okay.
It is possible. We can
So
configure
we
the
have to make a
secondary
secondary
site.
site in that
Yeah,
country, right?
exactly. It is possible. If let's
And
suppose I do have
So,
multiple locations, that it is in America, one is in America, one is US, sorry, one is in Australia, one is in New Zealand. So in that case, I can create the secondary sites. But
Okay.
in order to configure the secondary site, I have to make sure that my secondary site should communicate with the primary also.
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever the changes I'm going to made on, because I will be managing this secondary site from the primary site itself.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So whatever changes I'm going to made on primary, that are going to be replicate on secondary as well.
on the secondary site also, you'll require these 3 different servers.
Yeah, obviously these are the locations. These are the location, and depending upon the location, I can set up the secondary site and I can set up the servers. So these are servers available on the secondary site.
yeah, I didn't get this, the concept of primary side and second side. What is this? The primary is where we have installed SCCM.
Yes, primary onto you are going to install SCCM. Along with it, you are going to configure SCCM on secondary as well, right? But secondary can support only 5,000 of objects, 5,000 of hosts. It can only host. It can only
So
manage
we have
5,000.
under this secondary side, we have to install another SCCM.
Yes, but
Okay,
SQL is not needed in that case. If you
SQL
want to
system.
configure, you can configure SQL, but if you don't want, you need to make the communication with your primary SQL server. Then it is going to take the configuration from the SQL server itself.
So in secondary site, we only need the domain. That's it.
We only need the, yes, we only need the MECM. Domain
MECM.
also,
Domain.
domain also is not needed. If we are
Okay.
able to communicate with our domain, then it is also not needed.
Okay.
But
Only
if you are
MECM.
working on any CDCs, child domain, in that case, obviously that will be needed. So hope you
Okay,
aware of the concept that CDC and all.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm asking is that let's suppose I have an office in Delhi. My AD, DNS, all the servers I have in Delhi. Now I want to manage my PCs or laptops. So I will install SCCM and SQL server in Delhi, right? That's what you're trying to say.
Exactly.
To manage those 1 lakh laptops and desktop.
Right.
Fine. Like suppose now I want to open new branch in Bangalore or wherever.
Okay.
So I have to manage those 5,000 other devices. I have to install SCCM in that branch as well.
Exactly. You will be needing one more SCCM configuration, right? And that configuration is called as the secondary site.
So what is this CAS? So what is the role of this CAS, which is optional?
CAS is basically the central administration site. अच्छा अब एक चीज और है. Under CAS, I can configure 25 primary sites. It can support up to 25 primary sites. Okay. So if let's suppose if I have a big infrastructure around like 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs of machines are running into my environment, right? Then in that case, I'll be needing CAS. And under that CAS,
suppose, and let's suppose under secondary site, I do not have 5,000. I have more devices.
You have more devices.
Then
In that case, you have to set up one more secondary server.
Okay.
Okay. Or you, if it is in the if it is in India, then we can make sure that these machines, if are communicating with my primary site, so I can manage from the primary site itself. Because it is not possible that on a primary site I'll be having more than 1 lakh systems.
Right. And can I ask one more thing? This SCCM and we have desktop central manage engine as well, right? So it has the same job.
Yes, same job, but it has more feature than desktop engine.
SCCM.
Exactly.
Because we are in our office, we are using manage engine as of now.
Yes. See, if you are going onto the Naukri portal, right, you will be not getting the option of desktop engine, right? You will be getting jobs of SCCM admin. Let me show you.
No, my whole idea is just want to know that the manage engine is the same thing, right? Which can do patching and software inventory.
Exactly. But still, if you are going for the interview, or if you are working as a system administrator, right, then SCCM is mandatory, and you can see the jobs. Active 42,000 jobs are available in India. Right. And if you are going for desktop engine, I don't think there will be a dedicated job for a desktop engine. Right. So this is just an extra add-on, right? If you are,
it's good to know about the tools.
Good to know about the tools, exactly. But it should be, SCCM should be, you will be aware of. You should be aware of for the SCCM. Right. In TCS also
is
you
for
can
Microsoft.
Yes. For TCS also you can see. TCS also just looking for the SCCM admin only. They're not asking for anything else. Right? And they are looking for patching, server administration, OSD administration, WDS, MDT. Right? So
But
these all
let
things.
me ask, can I ask you one thing? Is SCCM is not a very tedious job because everything is on-prem on this, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, obviously hardware, whatever the laptops you are assigning to your employees, right? So that going to be the on-prem only, right? We can set up this for cloud as well. No issues on that part, right? But it is widely used for the on-prem data centers, on-prem hardware that you are assigning to the users. So how you will be able to manage your users and their devices? How you will be able to manage the inventory? How you will be able to manage their updates?
No, like more people are shifting to clouds these days now, so that's what I'm asking.
If they are shifting to cloud also, then in that case, you cannot shift laptops to the cloud, right? Employees should be assigned with the laptops. To manage them, obviously, you will be needing some tool. And the SCCM is the big player.
To manage cloud system and work from office system, we are using the Intune and
Intunes,
desktop.
right? So we'll be talking about Intunes also in this module. Okay. Okay, now I believe I am logged in onto the machine. Okay, MECM also, and I think database is also connected. Yes. So let me make a full screen. Go to the start button and you can go to configuration manager console, right? You can see these options, software center. Hope you have seen this option into your company's laptop also. Yes or no?
So center,
Yes, sir.
Have you seen ever?
never noticed.
Yeah, I've
Just
seen that. Yeah.
yes, that is all because your company is using SCCM. Okay. So whenever you are configuring SCCM, right, it will push this software center to all of the infrastructure, to all of the systems which are available onto your domain. It is going to push software center, and with the help of software center only, you will be able to deploy any of the system, any of the software onto the user system. Okay, so just open the console, go to configuration manager console. So it is just going to connect to my primary site. I have configured primary site for now, right? And it is trying to connect with the database also.
तो ये हमने कैसे किया? How did we did that?
I'll let you know from very scratch.
Oh,
We'll be
okay,
working on it.
right.
Okay. Okay, so here you can see the devices, you can see the monitoring. Okay, you can do the monitoring also. Okay,
Event logs.
event logs, right? You can
Mm.
go to administration and you can manage multiple things over there also, like updates and services, then client settings, power management, migration, right? So all these things we can manage. You can see this cloud services as well, right? And then if you're going to asset and compliance, so you will be getting the information of assets and devices, right? So you can just select devices. For now, you can see these three machines are running onto my environment. These three machines, right? For me, it is three only, but in a production environment, this can be thousands of, right? And if it is a blue tick there, then in that case, it means it is totally compliant and it is communicating with my SCCM server. Means whatever the policies I'm going to apply, whatever the system, whatever the operating system, if I want to upgrade, if I want to install any software onto it, then I can go ahead and I can install anything onto it. Okay, so let's suppose, so here you will be able to see the information of users, because see, it is getting the information from your domain itself. So whatever the systems will be available under your domain, that will be listed here, right? So if you are going to users, so same thing, you can get the information of users also.
And
Then we,
how does it fetch the information from the clients? Is there any agent installed on
yes,
the client
yes,
machine?
yes, yes. So we have to prepare a policy for it, right?
On the client machine and the server as well, if we have any VMs on
Exactly,
this.
exactly, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, we can in our DC itself, we can define, we can create multiple OUs, right? We can create the OUs for server, we can create the OUs for computers, right? So then it will be easy for us to manage from here, because for now, obviously, I do not have as such machines available, right? But if there are number of machines, so I can just segregate them. So this is the whole thing, guys, that we need to perform, right? And we'll be doing this configuration. I'll be helping you out, first of all, with the configuration. Three things we have to do. First of all, DC, second, SQL Server, and third, MECM. Okay. Along with it, I'll be preparing one sheet also, so that you can just follow that sheet and you can go step by step. Okay, obviously a video will be there for the reference, but I'll be preparing one document also, so that you have to just follow the steps which will be written in the document, right? So then it will become easy for you guys to configure the roles and responsibilities onto the servers. Any query?
AD may we need DNS as well, no?
Yes, obviously, if you need to join any system onto domain, we'll be needing DNS also.
Sir, how to remove this SCCM client, sir, from client machine?
From client machine.
Yes, sir.
So we can just uninstall the software configuration, software center from the onto the client machine.
The
But
agent we
again,
have to
if you
remove.
are, yes, but again, if you are uninstalling it, you will be getting the option into the onto your monitoring that yes, this system is not configured with the agent. This software is not configured with the software center. So you need to perform the installation. Okay. So this is whole thing that we are going to perform. Okay. And in order to work on Azure, so you just need to create 3 virtual machines. So this is my, I think, new account. Yes. So you can create. We'll be working on 2019 server. Okay. And then first of all, we have to create a resource group. So resource group is basically the box in which I'm going to place my virtual machines. Right? And a resource group can have multiple virtual machines into it. Right? And then let's create a new one. Let's suppose we are configuring it for the MECM and then PS primary site. Okay. And then okay. Right. Give the virtual machine name. Let's suppose this I'm going to make as domain controller. Right. Where you want to configure it. You can go with Central India option also. Depending upon your location, you can configure it. Right. But in East US, you will be getting more cheaper virtual machines, right? So you can select East US also. Okay. But depending upon your need, you can just configure. But yes, if we are working in India, then it is recommended that we should select the Central India, or there would be one more option available for India. Let me search it. Okay, on to Central India, I'm getting option. Okay. So here, no infrastructure redundancy required. Okay, then security type also standard we can take, right? And then we have to select the image, that which operating system you want to install onto that domain controller machine. Okay, then you can just select this drop down option and you can go with 2019 data center 64 generation 2. Okay, select this. Now you can select the size also. In VMware, we used to configure, right? That how many RAM we'll be needing, how much RAM we'll be needing, how much virtual CPUs are needed, right? So same thing we are getting here. So depending upon our need, we can go with it. But for us, one virtual CPU and 3 GB RAM is more than enough, right? So obviously higher will be the configuration, higher will be the cost. This is I'm saying in case of production environment. If you're going to work on Azure, so you need to take care that if you are taking the higher configuration, so higher will be the cost. Okay. So we can go with the one virtual CPU and 3 GB of memory. So it is more than enough for us. Right. And they are going to charge 7,223 per month. Right. And this amount will be deducted from our free trial account, and need not to worry once you are done with your practicals. Right. Or let's suppose once I am done with my practical for today. Right. So just shut down all the machines, because this cost is for 24 into 7 for 1 month. If I am running the machine 24/7, then only they are going to charge 7,000 rupees from me. But if I am going to turn it for 2 hours or maybe for 1 hour, so depending upon the usage, they are going to calculate the charges and they will deduct it from my account. Okay. And then username you can give, like for me, I'm giving this, right? And then the password. So you should give the password which is super memorable. But if you forgot, then in that case, we can work on this also, right? And then we need to select the inbound ports. So we need to allow only 3389. So 3389 is basically the RDP port. Means you will be able to take the system on remote through the RDP. So that is why we need to allow RDP. But if you are setting up any website, right, in that case, you need to allow HTTP or HTTPS. Okay. But for now, 3389 is okay for us because we are not going to host any website. We need to just take system on remote. That's it. Okay. Then go to review and next. Disk and all this is not needed. So see, in case, see, whenever we are creating a new virtual machine on Azure, we'll be getting 127 GB of hard disk, right? So for us, it is more than enough. But once we'll be needing more disk, so we can attach the disk or we can expand the existing disk also. So it is possible in Azure or in any of the cloud platform. Okay. So then networking, it is not needed. Or virtual network. That is fine, domain controller VNet. Then next, just review and create. That's it. So it is going to charge 9 rupees per hour from me, right? So to use this amount, whatever the amount we got in Azure, to use the amount efficiently, it is always recommended that you should stop, that you should shut down all the machines once you are done with your practicals. Okay. So just create. Same way, you need to create 3 virtual machines. One domain is already configured. You have to configure 2 more, that is database, and 1 more is MECMPS. So for all the machines, you need to select 2019 server as well as 1 CPU and 3.5 GB of RAM. So that configuration is enough for us, right? And the 4th machine we will configure later on, the Windows 10, okay, the client machine.
So the question is, how do we put off a virtual machine so that it doesn't run?
Sorry.
How do we put off a virtual machine so that it doesn't run for the charge to be deducted?
Sorry, I'm not getting you. Your voice is breaking, I believe.
Yeah. After the practicals, after performing the practicals, how do we switch off the virtual machine?
Okay. I'll show you. See, it is creating for me, right? And I have already running some machines into my environment. So you can see all the machines are running, right? You can see all the machines are running. Okay, in order to stop it, what you can do, you can just select this checkbox, right? All the machines are selected and you can just select stop now. That's it. Okay. So what you need to do, if you want to shut down, if you want to stop the machine, you can go to virtual machines. You can select all the machines and then you can tap the stop button and just yes. Okay, so this is how you can stop the virtual machine.
Thank you, sir. But the screen
And
that we
we
are
will
seeing,
get
is it the same like in a production environment? Sorry.
No, it is not recommended in production. Production should be running, right? But
Yeah.
our case, we have some limitations. Okay,
Yeah.
so that is
Exactly.
why we are doing this. Okay.
Yeah. But is the
and like,
screen the
can we
same?
check also the
Sorry.
it's okay. Can we check the cost as well as how much amount we have consumed from that
Yes,
$200?
exactly. I'll show you.
That is from cost management.
Yes, exactly. You'll be getting the stats on the cost.
Will there be notification as well
Exactly. You'll be getting the notification also.
in the notification tab?
Yes. So
Okay.
in my case, you can see I have 13,472 credit remaining, and this account I created 1 month back, right? And still I do have this much of amount because I used, and even the same account I'm using for the my Azure trainings also. So to use the subscription efficiently, we have to shut down the machines once we are done with our technicals. Okay. And you can refresh it, and the machines are in stopped state now. Right. In order to restart it, same thing you can do. Just select all the machines and you can go with the start. That's it. So at a single click, you will be able to run these 3 machines. Now let's go back to the machine where we have account where we created a new virtual machine. So you can see the deployment is completed, right? And now you can go to resource, right? You'll be getting one public IP here, right? Just copy this
That will be
public IP.
automatically assigned.
Exactly, automatically assigned. But we
Okay.
have to make this IP static. I'll let you know in tomorrow session. Okay. So just copy this public IP and go to MSTSC RDP, or you can add this public IP to this portal also. Here also you can add, but I'm not going with it. I'll be letting you know from very scratch how to configure it and all. Okay, so just leave this option for now, and you can go to MSTSC. You have to paste that public IP and connect. Right now you need to give your account name and the password. So this is how you will be able to take the systems on remote. Obviously it is not easy for me to again and again type the public IP and take the system on control on remote. So this is why the RDC tool is needed. Okay, we can just store our password, we can just store our public IPs. So every time you need know to put your credentials and all, you will be directly connected to the virtual machine.
Okay. Where we were seeing that 3 machine, SCCM and DC, which were coming in the same row. That was remote desktop connection manager, right?
Yes, that is the tool through which I'm connecting the machines.
So this is the third tool which we have to get.
Yes, this
apart
tool
of
you
the
have to install it in your laptop, in your base laptop on which you are performing
base
or
laptop.
taking. Yes, okay.
And how we have to download it from Google or like?
From Google itself you will get. Let me show you RDC manager. Okay, so you can download it from here itself. Let me share the link also in the chat.
So what is the job of this tool? Like it will be like managing console.
Yes, it will be a managing console, right? I need no to go again and again to the RDP, and I need no to type the credentials and the virtual machines IP and all, right? So I
So
can
the
do just
whatever VMs I have in my network, it will show it in a glance.
exactly. That will be available under this only. Same way I can add
So,
multiple machines here. Have you ever used Citrix?
How we have to add these machines? No,
Your voice is
we
bit
have to
echoing.
add
If you want to add it,
this VMs, this.
you need to select add server, right? And then you need to provide the server public IP. Okay, then under logon credentials, you can put your username also. You can put your username, right? And the password which you have typed, and then add, and then you will be able to take the system on remote. So I'll show you just a second. Let me
So
copy this.
like, so अगर ये हम क्या है
You're not
like
audible. You're not audible. So sorry.
in a official okay now.
No, it is not. So you need to just tap on this download remote desktop connection manager, right? And
Hello.
it will be yes, please.
No, I'm asking that once we have downloaded this tool, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
So how it will identify the domain and
Through
how
public IP.
many
Through public
VMs
IP.
and servers I
I'll
have
show you. I'll show you
in
how to
the
add it. Okay, now let's suppose. So first of all, you can download this tool from this link. Okay, just select this download remote desktop connection manager, and it will be installed in your. It will be downloaded into your laptop, and then you can use it. So in order to connect this domain controller machine, what I need to do, I need to copy this public IP again. Okay, and then you can go to, or you can create one new group also, right? But let me just add in the existing group, right click on it and select add server. Okay, then you need to provide the server name. In server name, you need to provide public IP. It's public IP, right? And the display name, you can give like domain controller, right? And then you will be getting the logon credentials option. Just uncheck this option and give your username and the password. And that's it. Add it. For now, we are not using any domain, but once the system will be in the domain, we need to give the domain name as well. Okay, so just add, and you can see this domain controller is added. Right now, you just need to tap on this domain controller. That's it. No need to provide credentials and all. But first of all, let me log out from here. See, I got the system on remote through RDP, MSTSC. Okay, and let me sign out from here. Now, if you need to connect this machine from this console, you can just double tap on it and you are connected. See, I haven't provided any credentials and all because it is already stored in the machine. So this is how I can use this tool. In organization also, we used to configure this, or under Citrix also, we can add multiple virtual machines. We can add multiple machines and we can take the systems on remote. So hope I'm clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right? So same way, just create these 3 virtual machines. If you're working on Azure, right? create these 3 virtual machines. And already you are aware of this tool also, so you can add these VMs onto your tool as well. Okay, I would recommend to do this by the end of day, so that in tomorrow's class we'll be working on the installation, we'll be working on the configuration, right? First of all, we'll be making one DC, and then we need to add these 2 machines like MECM and then the SQL server. We need to add the machine onto our domain, right? And then we'll start our installation. So this is the agenda for tomorrow. Any queries, we are open for it.
Say, how long is the course?
Yeah,
For how many months?
we have
It is going to take check around 35 to 40 hours, right? So we'll be doing this for on weekends only for 2.5 or maybe for 3 hours. Okay, and I do have one more thing for you.
so actually, as I told you, that I don't have a credit card right now. So how can I see the
Can you
laptop?
arrange it
I have
from
to
your
make it.
relatives and all? So even
Actually,
for me
it just
also,
got
I have
expired.
used all my relatives' credit card, so you can also arrange it.
Okay.
So
No,
see,
actually, it just got expired. So like my ID it will come. I
don't use any existing
can
ID
access
first
the
of
lab
all.
as well. No?
You can configure it on networking
Oh,
lab
right.
also. I'll be showing you both the options how to use it. Okay, so not an issue. Okay, so this is going to be the interview questions also, guys, if you are going for SCCM interview, right? So you can see here one CAS is there, and under CAS multiple primary sites are there, and under primary sites there are multiple secondary sites also. Okay, because see this they are definitely going to ask this question, that what secondary site is, what central site is, what primary site is. Okay, and whatever the questions they can ask, it is already available into this PDF. So I'll be creating one classroom, and I'll be sharing the link tomorrow with you all. You can join the classroom, and whatever the PDFs and whatever the PPTs are there, right, you will be getting on the classroom itself. And in
So
below
can
below
you
hmm,
repeat the CAS again? What the
sorry,
CAS code is on my primary, secondary is fine, but could you
a
just
central
explain
site
it?
a central
I'm
site
kind
is
of
a
CAS, no,
configuration
so
manager.
can you just explain it a bit?
A central site is a configuration manager primary site that resides at the top of the configuration manager hierarchy. All database information rolls from the child to the parent is collected by the central site configuration manager database. The central site can administer any site below in the hierarchy and can send data down to those sites as well. Now see, इसी का example लेते हैं. You can see one central site is there, right? So from this central site,
This is central
I,
site
from from this
and
central site, I will be able to manage the sites which are configured below, that can be primary and that can be secondary. This only needed when I have multiple I do have number of objects available into the into my environment. So because see, primary site, one primary site can only handle 1 lakhs of objects. So if there are more than 1 lakh of object, then in that case I need to configure CAS, and under CAS I can configure multiple primary sites. So let's suppose I'm running a company, right, and it is available in Delhi. But now my business is expanding throughout world. So what I can do, I can set up multiple primary sites. So central site will going to be remain in Delhi, right? And then primary sites can be in Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Because it may possible that in Canada, I do have 1 lakhs of objects. So how I will be able to manage, because secondary cannot support this. So what I can do, I can set up a primary site for them. I can set up a primary site for Canada. Okay. And this all configuration or whatever the changes I need to make, I can manage from the CAS itself. So जो भी devices अब CAS के साथ connected हैं, whatever the sites are connected to this sites, so this CAS, right, that can be managed from this site only. अगर मुझे ये सब sites manage करनी है, so I need to just go to my CAS and I can manage these primary sites also. So this is the thing, or this is the reason to configure the CAS.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है,
हाँ,
एक क्वेश्चन है, प्राइमरी साइट के साथ एक सीडीसी होना चाहिए या फिर आरओडीसी, ऐसा कुछ चलेगा या फिर सीडीसी चाहिए उसके लिए, या
अगर आरओडीसी है तो बहुत अच्छी बात है। चेंजेस आप, क्योंकि हमें आरओडीसी में कुछ चेंजेस तो करने ही नहीं है ना, तो
एक सर्वर मस्ट है इसमें, और सेंट्रल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन साइट पे हम लोग को मेन सर्वर चाहिए, डोमेन कंट्रोल चाहिए।
डीसी मस्ट है,
हाँ,
कहीं भी हो डीसी मस्ट है, ठीक है। अगर आपकी कम्युनिकेशन, कनाडा की कम्युनिकेशन मेरी डीसी से हो रही है, then it is okay. If it is not able to communicate with my primary site, then in that case I can set up one RODC so that it will pick up the data from RODC itself. ठीक है, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली इसको जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन मिल रही है, वो सारी इंफॉर्मेशन मिल रही है आपकी एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी से। So active directory is the main backbone for the primary site, for any of the site, for configuration manager. क्योंकि कंप्यूटर तो जब तक डोमेन में नहीं आएंगे तब तक इसको रिपोर्ट कैसे करेंगे, है ना? So that is why it is needed. It is the backbone. Domain controller or domain is the backbone for your configuration manager.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, so hope I am clear to everyone for today, right? And these interview questions, and even if you're going below, you'll be getting the option to configure as well. So maybe you can see, just go below. Yes, secondary site addition, how to add a secondary site. Okay, then so this is how you can configure it, right? Step by steps are also available. But don't worry, I'll be sharing you the information, right? We'll be making the agenda once we'll start our class, right? Let's suppose we are making an agenda that today we are going to just configure 2 virtual machine and then add that virtual machine onto the domains, and then we have to install this feature, right? So we'll be making agenda for the classes. Before we'll start class, we'll discuss the agenda, and then we'll move to the practicals. This is the best way to configure it, because see, बहुत tricky configuration, right? You may get confused while configuring it. So this is why we have to prepare the step-by-step documents, right? And then we can move further for our practicals. Yes, Seth, you will get everything. Don't worry at all, right? I'll create one classroom and share the links with you all. Okay, and you'll get all the PDFs, interview questions, the book. Okay, I do have one book also for SCCM. So everything you will get it on the classroom, and you can download it in your laptop. Yes, Ankur, you can unmute. Ankur, can you please speak louder?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are now.
One of my credit card is utilized here as well, and my credit card has been utilized. It is expired. So I have heard this new bank is extended for another month. So it would be possible for that.
Can you please come again, Ankur, and please speak louder?
Okay. So one of my credit card is utilized
Okay, okay.
and it is expired.
Okay. And guys, one more thing. Let's suppose if your account is expired, right? So how to get waiver of again $200 for next month?
Right.
So I'll let you know the procedure how we can do it.
So can we do that tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow we'll discuss it.
Okay, no issue. Got
Okay.
it.
Yeah, we need to select pay as you go. I am using that service. First of all, see if they are going to deduct amount. So please don't say me that yes, you told me. I am also using, right? I'll see if I'm getting the waiver of $200, then only I will recommend you all. Okay.
Got it, friend.
Yeah. Chalo, we are done for today. Okay. And then we'll discuss tomorrow. I would recommend to create one Azure account, right? And just create these 3 virtual machines. That's it. Okay. And if it is possible, just download this tool as well and make a group of your virtual machines, right? And then installation will start from tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Chick, hope you can configure the virtual machines, right? You got the procedure.
Yeah, I would try to get configure the 3 virtual machines and see whether I can
Yes. And
get them
once it
linked
will
up.
once it will create it, just shut down all the machines. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Am I going to be charged for running a free version also?
Yes, you are going to they are going to charge from the free trial account only, right?
Okay.
They will not going to deduct any of your single penny from the credit card. They will only deduct the money from credit card once you are going to select pay as you go service.
Go, yeah, I understand. Just the 200 euros
Exactly.
credit
Exactly.
that they have. Okay, when it is
Exactly.
finished now, then I have to go to pay as to go.
Exactly.
I understand. Okay.
Okay.
I get it.
Chalo then. See you tomorrow.
Thank
Take
you.
care,
Thank you,
guys.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
I have more devices.
You have more